and exclusive stories with special focus on Team India.
Hello, Namaskar and a very warm welcome to all the viewers in our special broadcast, Tokyo Spirit of Sports with me, Deepika. It's been a winning outing for Indian contingent today at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. So let's start our today's edition with updates, news, views and analysis along with stats with special focus on today's top highlight at Tokyo 2020. The Indian contingent's wait for the second medal at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics is finally over. The interesting part here, though, is that no one knows what the exact medal color will be. Indian boxer Lavlina Borgohain wrote her name in the books of history on Friday when she beat Chinese Taipei's Nian Chin Chen in the women's welterweight quarterfinal by 4-1. More in this report.
Rising Indian boxer Lavlina Borgohain, a two-time World Championship bronze medalist, has become the talk of the town after assuring herself of a medal at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics in the welterweight category. She defeated Chinese Taipei Chen Yanqin by 4-1 in the quarterfinals. In boxing, losing semi-finalists also get the bronze medal. However, Lavlina will be aiming much higher. If she wins her semi-final bout, she will be competing for the gold and will be assured of at least a silver.
कोविड के वजह से मुझे मतलब एक तो पहला मेरा इटली का टूर था वो भी मुझे मिस हुआ और मुझे इंटरनेशनल कंपटीशन बहुत कम मिल रहा था क्योंकि कोविड के वजह से भी और कोविड के वजह से कंपटीशन बहुत कम ही हो रहे थे और मुझे कोविड हुआ इसलिए मतलब एक कंपटीशन तो मैंने मिस ही कर दिया एक इटली का टूर था और एक कंपटीशन मैंने मिस किया तो मैंने मतलब रिंग का जो कंपटीशन का फीलिंग है वो बहुत कम मिल रहे थे मुझे इसलिए मुझे स्पायरिंग की जरूरत थी कोविड के वजह से बहुत मतलब स्पायरिंग भी बहुत कम होते थे तो लेकिन मैंने सोचा कि मतलब अगर स्पायरिंग नहीं हो रहा है तो मैं उसको कैसे दूसरी तरफ से ठीक कर सकती हूँ और उसी तरह मैंने ट्रेनिंग किया और हमारे कोचेस में और मेरा मतलब सबके हेल्प के वजह से ही अच्छा कर पाई
Lavlina will now be up against the reigning world champion Busenaz Sürmeneli of Turkey in the semi-finals. Union Minister for Sports and Youth Affairs Anurag Singh Thakur lauded Lavlina Borgohain for her tremendous performance at the Tokyo Olympics.
जो भारत का एक और मेडल पक्का हुआ है मैं तो यही कहूंगा 130 करोड़ भारतीय शुभकामनाएं भेजते हैं कि आप गोल्ड मेडल जीत कर आए और देश को आपसे बहुत सारी उम्मीदें हैं और बाकी भी जितने इवेंट्स हमारे बचते हैं उसमें हमारे खिलाड़ी शानदार प्रदर्शन करें ऐसी हमारी उम्मीद है
भारत सरकार की तरफ से तो ये सब मिला है फेडरेशन ने जो जितना ट्रेनिंग हुआ है वो जितना वो बाहर में किया है इंटरनेशनल जो गेम खेला है सब तो हम लोग घर से नहीं देते वो सरकार देते थे और फेडरेशन देते थे और इस उम्मीद से मैं बोल रहा हूँ जो जितने हैं उनके पीछे सबको मैं बधाई देना चाहती हूँ
As she basks in the glory of her achievement, here's a look at her incredible journey so far. Lavlina belongs to the Baramukhia village in Golaghat district of Assam. She started as a kickboxer. 23-year-old first displayed her boxing skills at Sports Authority of India trials at her primary school. It was during the trials that she was noticed by Padam Burrow, who started coaching her in 2012. She would later start taking lessons from India's chief women's boxing coach, Shiv Singh.
मोहम्मद अली का मुझे जो वो खेलते हैं उनका लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस मूवमेंट में ये सब देखती हूँ हाँ ये है कि हर बॉक्सर अलग अलग होता है अलग अलग मतलब तरफ से उनके लिए खेलना पड़ता है कोई भी मतलब दो बॉक्सर सेम नहीं हो सकता है। मैं मोहम्मद अली का कुछ चीज फॉलो करती हूँ, जैसे उनका फुटवर्क, उनका पंच, लॉन्ग पंच। तो हाँ, उससे उसको देखती हूँ मैं।
आपने वीडियो
ओलंपिक से
देखा?
पहले मैं एक दो बार हाँ वीडियो देखा था मैंने।
Let's take a look at her major achievements. Assured medal at Tokyo Olympics, bronze in 2021 Dubai Asian Championship, bronze in 2019 Ulan-Ude World Championship, bronze in 2018 New World Championship, bronze in 2017 Ho Chi Minh City Asian Championship, Arjuna Award 2020. India's previous boxing medals have come through Vijender Singh in 2008 and MC Maricom in 2012. Both of them had won bronze, and Borgohain would look to better that. Sports Desk, DD India.
And I'm joined by Ms. Poonam Beniwal, High Performance Manager of Boxing, Sports Authority of India. Thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Beniwal. Let's first take a look at the strengths of boxer Lavlina Borgohain. So here on your screen, you would see the strength of Lavlina Borgohain, which is skill, her height, punching, and her intensity. So coming to my first question over here, Ms. Borgohain, Ms. Beniwal, to you, is that boxing is a game of strength and skill. How nicely did Lavlina apply that mix of strength and skill in the ring today?
See, as far as boxing is concerned, our main aim in boxing is to hit the opponent without getting hit. You have to hit the opponent and you have to save yourself as well. So there are offensive and defensive actions. As far as Lavlina's skill is concerned, she is a long-range boxer. She is a taller boxer. She knows how to switch over from long range to medium to close range. Like today's opponent, Chinese Taipei girl, she was trying to hit Lavlina in the close range, but she was literally fighting. She was not boxing, the Chinese Taipei girl, but Lavlina managed the range. She hit the punches and get back to her safe corner. She used the ring very tactically. If you watch the bout, she used each and every corner of the ring, and she managed to outwit the opponent very tactically.
Right. And how easy or tough was it for Lavlina to make the cut today?
You know, as far as boxing is concerned, you plan a strategy with the coaches, and when you come in the ring, it's your own mind. Coaches are there in the corner. They'll suggest you. They will suggest you just go for so and so technique, but it's the boxer's mind who have to apply that. So as far as Lavlina is concerned, she is tactically sound. She has also fought against this boxer earlier in the World Championships, and unluckily she lost to Chinese Taipei girl. But today she was mentally tough. She boxed well in the first round, and she just maintained that rhythm till the last bell of the bout.
Right. And Lavlina will now be fighting against top-seeded Pusines Surmaneli of Turkey in semi-finals bout. How challenging will this fight be for Lavlina?
It's going to be tougher than today's bout. The reason being that she is current world champion, and I watched today's bout against this Turkish boxer against Ukrainian boxer. So she is a good boxer, and for that we Indian coaches and Lavlina have to make a good strategy and just implement on that. And now Lavlina is more confident, and she know like she have got a medal, but there's not right now there's time to change the color. So for that I'll suggest the coaches will make a good strategy. She will have to maintain the range like she did today, and she will have to be mentally tough. That's it.
What are the advantages that Lavlina is having right now?
Right now, as far as her height, and there are many taller boxers, but she's having the tall height, and along with that she has good leg strength, footwork, and in that weight category it counts a lot. In 69 kg in the welterweight category, if you have a good footwork, you know how to switch over between the ranges, and she is using combination of punches. She has good counter attacks. She's just attacking the boxers. When you get the counters, she's countering on that. So that's a good thing. She is physically fit. There was no loss of stamina till the third round. You watched today. So she is mentally, physically, tactically fit. What else we need? And she will give her best because she is confident. Like, I have got a medal now. This is the peak time to change the color of the medal. And you know, as far as Lavlina's journey is concerned, this is not like overnight work. She's a side product, as you mentioned. She has been groomed up by Sports Authority of India coaches, and for right now, she's a top scheme boxer. And as you know, according to the top scheme, whatever is required for the high performance, everything is provided by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports on the recommendation of federations. So it's a teamwork. It's only not efforts of Lavlina. It's a teamwork. Lavlina's wilsomeness, her willpower, coaches' efforts, support staff. Sports Authority of India's, teamwork.
Absolutely. Going forward, what are those tricks that Lavlina needs to keep in her checklist to win her semi-final fight?
Be confident. Just make a strategy against your boxer, because you have got videos of your boxer in the present as well. It's good. Like she will be having the video of Turkish boxer, and just plan according to that. And Lavlina might have seen her bouts in the last World Championships as well, because she has been the world champion. And today's, in internet day, you can watch the bouts online, and the team will be having her bouts. So plan a strategy. You have got enough time. You have got rest.
So she would be previewing her today's bout as well,
Yeah,
and her opponent's bout as well.
Yeah, it's required. Previewing of, now she will be focused on Turkish boxer. She will be focusing on that. So coaches, and we have good team of coaches over there. So they will try to make a good strategy, and it's lovely that she will implement that like she did today. And I'm confident she is going to turn the color of medal.
Absolutely. So, Ms. Peniwal, I would request you to hold on over here. I'll be coming back to you as we are taking a look at the overall results of India at Tokyo Olympics today. So, now it's time to take a look at the overall result of India and how they performed at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics today.
Reigning badminton world champion PV Sindhu made her way to the women's singles semi-finals on Friday with a straight game 21-13, 22-20 win against Japan's Akane Yamaguchi. Sindhu and Yamaguchi played a highly entertaining 56-minute match, and it was the Indian who held her nerves at the end to close it out. Indian men's hockey team defeat the host nation Japan 5-3 in their concluding match of the Pool A at the Tokyo Olympics. Already assured of a quarter-final berth going into the match, India scored through Gurjant Singh, Harmanpreet Singh, Shamsher Singh and Neelakant Sharma to register their third consecutive win. Indian women's hockey team scored a late goal to eke out a narrow 1-0 victory over Ireland in a must-win penultimate pool match to stay alive in the Olympics in Tokyo. Indian shooters Manu Bhaker and Rahi Sarnobat crashed out of the 25-meter pistol qualifications rapid-fire stage as both finished outside the top 8 at the Tokyo Olympics. It means the pistol shooters will return home empty-handed for the second straight time at the Olympics. World number 1 Deepika Kumari went down in the quarterfinals of the women's individual event, losing in straight sets to Korean top seed Ahn San. It was not the best of matches by Ahn San, but she didn't have to do much after those perfect tens. Deepika Kumari could not recover after the first set, and it made all the difference in the end. Avinash Sable shattered his own 3,000-meter steeplechase national record but failed to qualify for the final. He clocked 8 minutes 18.12 seconds in heat number 2 to finish 7th and better his earlier national record of 8 minutes 20.20 seconds that he had set during the Federation Cup in March. Duti Chand produced a below-par performance to make an exit from the Olympic Games. Duti was nowhere near her best as she clocked 11.54 seconds in 100 meters, well outside her national record of 11.17 seconds, also her season's best, to finish 7th in Heat 5 and 45th overall out of 54 competitors. Sports Desk, DD India.
And while taking a look at the overall results of the day, let's start with PV Sindhu. And here are the graphics for you showing her strengths. If you look at the strengths of PV Sindhu, we've got height again and her technicality that covers the entire badminton court that she takes upon. So moving back to my guest, Ms. Beniwal over here. Height, improved defense, cross-court, smashes and mental fitness are few of the strengths that Sindhu possess. Moving back to my guest right now to discuss further on the entire and overall result.
Yeah, as you mentioned, like PV Sindhu is the living. She has won the medal in the Rio Olympics, so she is a role model for many of the badminton players. Not only the badminton players, for other players as well. And I watched her match today. She was like outstanding. She just played for 2 sets and she won against Japanese boxer. And winning a badminton player, any player in hometown, it's like there is always hometown advantage for the player.
Absolutely.
As far as hockey is concerned, as far as this badminton is concerned, we won against Japan in their hometown. So they would have been practiced over there in the locally from the many days, and we are winning against them. So we are confident. And as far as PV Sindhu is concerned, you just see the body language of our players, whether it is hockey, whether it is athletics, whether it is badminton. We are improving day by day. And for this, Government and Sports Authority of India is doing each and everything which is required for high performance.
Right. Ms. Beniwal, you've been keeping a tab on all other Tokyo sports as well. And Sindhu's next opponent is Tai Tzu Ying. Not a very good record against her so far Sindhu holds. Will Sindhu be able to keep up the momentum against her opponent?
Yeah, I'm confident because you see the body language of PV Sindhu today, and she is confident. She is mentally, physically fit, and she has got a good couple of coaches with her. So I'm confident she is going to hit goal this time.
We too are hoping for the same. And in hockey also, India men defeated Japan. So Sindhu also defeated a Japanese opponent. Hockey men also defeated a Japanese team today. What next for them? How are they going to perform in their next match?
We are hoping for best. And as far as hockey team is concerned, every hockey expert who was ever I've been in touch with them, they are expecting medal this time. And they have worked really very hard. Narendra Dhruv Batra ji, he has provided each and everything required through SAI, through ACTC programs, through TOP scheme. And during the COVID situation as well, they were in Bangalore. Some of the players were, they were in COVID situation, and then they managed very technically each and everything. So they have got good scientific staff with them. They have got SNC expert. It's a teamwork. They are, hockey is a team game. So today we watched the match. It was a good offense and defense presented by them. So they are on attacking mode. They were, there was a team cohesion in between them. So one can say like it's a teamwork, and the team is going to win a medal this time.
Right. And talking about women's hockey,
I watched the match and it was like 1-0. And Ireland team, I was like, they tried their level best, Ireland team, till the last second of the match. But in the end, our team was literally on the attacking mode that time as well. So they are very confident. And our team, like Ritu Rani, our goalkeeper, they are doing good. Savita Punia, they are literally doing good. I'm hoping like they are alive in their group. So in next matches, if they are going to win, so we can hope better performance from them.
And talking about shooting, Manu Bhaker and Rahi Sarno, but both of them has bowed out. Is it the big match pressure over?
So, pressure is always there, psychological pressure. It's a huge stress, positive kind of stress is always there on any athlete, whether it is shooting or boxing. And as far as Manu Bhaker is concerned, she have been unlucky in this Olympics. Her pistol trigger, that get locked and that was not working. And today as well, so she was not at her best. She have been the world champion in the world top ranking, but today she have been unlucky. But she's, upcoming young athlete in the coming days in the Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, and in the upcoming Paris Olympics. She has a bright future, and she will work on her mistakes, and hopefully she will come up with the flying colors.
And lastly, coming on to archery, Deepika Kumari has again bowed out. So, in your words, how do you see the entire performance of Team Archery, the Indian contingent at the Tokyo Olympics?
In the men archery, we have beaten the two-time Olympic champion players. So, we will be consistent in the coming days. But as far as Deepika is concerned,
there seems to be a technical glitch in between. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Beniwal, for connecting with us. Moving on to our other stories, let's take a look at other top international stories that are making headlines from Tokyo Olympics.
In tennis, Novak Djokovic's bid for a calendar Golden Grand Slam was dramatically ended by Alexander Zverev in the Olympics men's singles semi-finals on Friday. The world number one collapsed from a set and a break ahead as German fought seed 0-1, 1-6, 6-3, 6-1 to set up a Sunday final against Russian Karen Khachanov. Djokovic has never won the Olympic singles title. Bethany Shriver claimed a thrilling BMX gold and Duncan Scott extended his streak in the pool as Great Britain won 6 Olympic medals on Friday, with potentially more to come. A silver for Kai White in the BMX men's race was Britain's first in the event at an Olympics Games, and a first gold quickly followed through Shriver in the women's race. Scott claimed his third medal in Tokyo with silver in the men's 200-meter individual medley, while Luke Greenbank took 200-meter backstroke bronze. South African Tatjana Schoenmaker smashed the long-standing women's 200-meter breaststroke world record to win the Olympic gold medal. The 24-year-old timed 2 minutes 18.95 seconds to better the 2:19.11 set by Denmark's Rikke Møller Pedersen in 2013. America's Lily King was second in 2:19.92, with her teammate and training partner Annie Laser third in 2:20.84. The 24-year-old Schoenmaker, who won silver in the 100-meter event, had signaled her intent by going close to the record in the heats, and she made no mistake in the final. China's Chen Meng defeated her compatriot Sun Ying-sha 4-2 to win the women's singles Olympic table tennis gold. World number one Chen overcame her opponent as China continued its incredible run of winning every women's singles gold medal in Olympic history. Chen fired herself up with a mighty yell each time she scored, while the 20-year-old Sun, in contrast, silently gave a reserved fist pump as she tried to get back into the contest. Zuzana Rehek-Stefasekova of Slovakia won the women's trap gold medal in the Tokyo Olympics. Two-time silver medalist Stefasekova had hit all 125 targets to storm into the final, where she prevailed 43-42 against Browning. Cale Browning of the United States won the silver. Czech shooter Jiří Liptak outlasted teammate David Kostelecki in a shoot-off to win men's trap gold at the Tokyo Olympics. Liptak and Kostelecki tied after 50 shots, hitting 43 targets to set an Olympic record. Both shooters hit the first 6 targets in the shoot-off before Kostelecki missed on the 7th. Great Britain's Matthew Coward-Hawley took bronze. Alessandro Perilli took bronze to earn the first medal in San Marino's 61-year Olympic history. Alessandro Perilli created history by winning the first Olympic medal for San Marino. A country with just 34,000 people has now become the smallest to ever win one. Sports Desk, DD India.
And now let's take a quick look at the current medal tally at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics through our video wall. India, which is currently at the 51st position, and we now have the video wall behind me. People's Republic of China is currently at number 1 position with 19 gold medals, 10 silver and 11 bronze medals. Host nation Japan is currently at the 2nd position with 17 gold medals, 4 silver and 7 bronze medals. Number 3 is United States of America, which is at the 3rd position with 14 gold medals, 16 silver and 11 bronze medal, while number 4 is ROC, which is the Russian Olympic Committee, and currently stands at the 4th position with 10 gold, 14 silver and 10 bronze medal. And if we look at India, it has added one more medal to its tally, which is bronze. So it has got now 1 silver, 1 bronze, and currently stands at the 51st position. So this is how the entire medal tally looks like currently at current point of time, and a new day brings new hopes. So it's time to take your leave for now, but we will be back again tomorrow with more updates, news, views and analysis from the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. Meanwhile, please take good care of yourselves, get yourself vaccinated on time and keep cheering for Team India at Tokyo Olympics. Namaskar.